is going on YouTube. I go by Raven's Blade, also Raven, and I am so excited to bring you my first walkthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, the full access version. I have been a patron of this game since early access. I downloaded it as soon as it was available, way back in October of 2020, I believe. So this game's been in development for a very long time. Larian obviously took a great deal of care with it, and it really shows. I love this game, and I've been so excited for the full release because up till now we've only gotten access to the first act, and we were previously limited to level 5. I believe the level cap's been raised to 12, and there's now multi-classing and new characters, and I can't wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to be playing on Tactician. If you are new to the game, and especially if you don't have any experience with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I would probably recommend that you start out on Balance, maybe even Explorer just for your first time to get introduced to the game mechanics and sort of how everything works. I play a lot of 5th edition in my free time, the pen and paper version, so I feel pretty comfortable with playing Tactician. I also have been playing the game for a bit, so I'm excited to see what challenges I can get out of the game. I believe that Tactician changes some of the enemy AI. It might give some of them new abilities, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it makes resting more expensive. So if you don't know, there's a mechanic for taking long rests, which recover all of your resources for your class, and that is usually 40 camp supplies, but I believe that with Tactician it costs 80, so that is doubled. So it's going to make our resting a little bit fewer and further between, but I think that we can handle it. So let's go ahead and jump in. So excited for this game, can't wait. Oh man, that cutscene always gives me chills. So if you're not familiar with D&D, that was a mind flayer. They play a very big part in this game. One of the scariest monsters in Dungeons & Dragons, in my opinion. And it looks like we've been infected with a parasite. So this is the character creation screen. If you have played early access, it looks quite a bit different. It's polished up quite a bit. You have your body type over here. You can go ahead and randomize your appearance based on whatever selections you have here. Right? It says elf and high elf, so it's going to randomize it based on that. I do have a specific build and design in mind. We are going to be playing the Dark Urge. It's one of the new origins. Right here it looks like a white dragonborn, but you can actually customize it. And I am going to be trying out a Drow Sorcerer Warlock multi-class, so that should be really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and cut ahead because I am notorious for spending far too long in the character creator, and I don't want to make you guys sit through all that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and then when we get back, I'll show you the character and then explain a little bit about my thoughts for the build going forward. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing a drow, like I stated. I picked Lothsworn Drow. You do have a couple options for subrace. You can be Celadrine or Lothsworn. It doesn't give you any difference mechanically, it's just a little bit of backstory lore. So Loth is like the evil spider goddess of the Drow, so most of the evil Drow follow her. So my idea for this guy is that he was supposed to be one of the Drow sorcerers, but he didn't like the way that his place was in the society. Drow are matriarchal in nature, so a lot of the male Drow aren't treated so well. So my idea is that he sort of escaped from wherever he was, probably Menzoberranzan, and he went off on his journey, and somewhere along the way the Dark Urge storyline happened, and that's what we're going to be finding out together. Now, I did say I was going to be a Sorcerer Warlock class, so I bet you're wondering why I'm starting with Fighter. And the reason for that is it's going to give us medium armor and shields right off the bat. It'll also give us heavy armor. I'm not certain we're going to find any heavy armor that's amazing, but medium armor and shields right off the bat is going to be a huge benefit to our armor class. So definitely worth it in my opinion, especially when we take the defense fighting style. So it's going to give us an extra +1 to our armor class when we're wearing armor. And as long as you're proficient in the armor you use when you cast spells, there is no problem there. So we're going to be starting out as a fighter and then quickly going into Warlock and then Sorcerer. For the Dark Urge, you are slotted in automatically to the Haunted One background. You can't switch it, so it gives you medicine and intimidation. Probably not my first choices, but that is what we're going to have to work with. And then this is the ability spread that I'm going to use. Both Sorcerers and Warlocks use Charisma as a main stat for them. Constitution is good for everyone for more hit points, and then Dexterity, specifically if you're wearing medium armor, having a 14 Dexterity will give you the best armor class that you can have. It also helps with initiative and reflex saving throws and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and go with this ability stat spread. You can also go ahead and change your proficiencies. I've selected Athletics and Insight. Now I'm not going to be amazing at Athletics because I do have that low strength score, but this just helps you resist being grappled or shoved, which is a big thing in this game. And then Insight is just to read people in social situations, so I think that would be pretty nice for a charismatic character. I'd love to have persuasion or deception. Unfortunately those aren't fighter class skills, so we're just going to be rolling with a straight +3, and then we'll get it higher later on as we increase our stats. So we're going to go ahead and use this stat spread right here. If you haven't seen the character creator, this is what it looks like. You can change a whole bunch of stuff here, a whole mess of stuff. I spent a good amount of time in this one, but I like the tattooing with sort of going with the backstory that we're going with. The scar to show he's been through a little bit, and then that nice haircut there. So let's go ahead and get started. Her name is not going to be the Dark Urge. I think that we should do a nice name. I'll go with Fenris. That's one of the characters in my ongoing D&D campaign right now, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then we do also get to pick our Guardian. Previously this was like the your ideal partner, so they have changed it a little bit from early access, so I'm gonna go ahead and customize this one as well, quickly cut to that, and then we can go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so this is going to be the Guardian that I've made. It's going to be a Lothsworn Drow just like myself. Maybe this is one of the other Drow that was in Menzoberranzan where a character was, and maybe he always dreamt of being with her, but never really worked out. So I don't really know what changed between early access and now as far as the role that the Guardian plays. Like I said, it was a little bit different in the early access before the full release, but we shall see. But I quite like that sort of like parted hairstyle right there, and I think she looks nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
The blood in your head thrums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are. An overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull, besides forgets your name and a headache. But you are in danger.
Say your name aloud. You have a part of yourself.
The dark urge. Whatever that is you. You will claw back the truth. But first you have to claw your way out of here.
Alrighty, so gotta love those cinematics. Truly movie level quality from Larry in there. They did not have to go that hard, but I am very glad that they did. If you played early access, this is a little bit different of a UI, specifically this custom portrait. That's quite nice. Let me look at that. All right. But there are quite a few things you can do. Later on, we'll be making use of this custom tab for setting up our spells and such. But for right now, this should do well enough. It looks like we do start with a longsword. I saw a short bow or a long bow on my back in the cutscene. I was kind of hoping for that because we do have more dexterity, so we will be better with ranged attacks or finesse weapons, and unfortunately a longsword is neither of those, so not going to be wanting to do that. As you can see, we can have a possibility of doing 0 damage, so not exactly what you want to be seeing there. One of my favorite additions in full access is the keychain, so it'll store all the keys that you pick up at a nice safe location, so you don't have to worry about them cluttering up your inventory. We have an alchemy pouch, which I am notorious for not getting into the crafting of games, but I will do what I can to make use of that. And then you also have the camp supply pack, and we do have 40 camp supplies in the supply pack. And as I mentioned earlier, that has to do with using our long rests. But we'll go ahead and get into it. I'll talk a little bit more about sort of the things that we're going to be looking at going through. If you are on the PC version, which I assume that you will be if you're watching this close to release day because the other versions don't come out for a good month, you can hold down the Alt key and it'll show you things that are interactable in the world. So I think we can go ahead and pick up this onyx here. We'll also go ahead and get over here and see what's in this chest. 17 gold, huh? I guess the mind flayers are hiding their pocket change over here. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump down. Might take a little bit of damage, but that is okay. We've got a mind flayer over here. See if he's got anything on him. He's got some onyx as well. And let's go ahead and check out this nursery. It looks like it got lit on fire during the cutscene.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Let's go ahead and investigate the pool. And we do have our first skill check of the game. So they use a sort of dice rolling system that you'd be familiar with if you play the pen and paper version. So you can go ahead and see. It is based on our intelligence, so we have a -1, so we might not succeed, but maybe we'll get lucky. We did not. So unfortunately, whatever secrets this pool holds, they're going to hold tight to that, so we aren't going to get to know
You
about
notice
it.
nothing more than meets the eye.
I kind of don't want to mess with those anymore. We already got one of those in us, and I don't think that messing with those and getting more is going to be helping us. These sort of restoration pods can be used to simulate the effects of a long rest while you're in the tutorial zone, so that is something to make use of, certainly. And then we got a goblin over here. See if he has anything on him. Some more change. And a lithid record. A lithid is another name for
Images
mind
of
flayers.
goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
Alrighty, and I think you might have heard in the background someone speaking. That is someone we're going to be meeting very soon. I do want to go ahead and just make sure that there's nothing else over here that we can grab. That is a chair, very strange looking chair, but we'll go ahead and let's take this elevator up.
Help us.
Alright, it looks like this guy needs some help. Now there used to be chests up here in early access, but it looks like maybe there aren't any more. So let's go ahead and see if we can help this guy out.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
I think you're past the point of saving, my friend. Tell me what to do.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Alright, let's, this is probably fine. Let's just go ahead and gently take it out. We do have a bonus from our high dexterity, so we got a decent shot at this. A little bit better than 50%. And we do succeed. Excellent. Alrighty, I was worried that our pool luck was gonna run the rest of this walkthrough. Oh, that is grisly. That guy does not look to be having a good time.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably not feed that darker portion of ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and spare the creature.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
What's at the helm?
The brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm.
Okay, little buddy, what should I call you?
Us. We are us.
Okay, let's go then.
To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Alrighty, so this right here is an intellect devour. It's one of the monsters that are usually around mind flayers. I affectionately refer to them as brain puppies. He's cute in a sort of grisly way, but he's definitely going to be helpful in this sort of tutorial zone. So I quite like him. Like I said, I think he's kind of cute. And you know, that guy, he looked like he was beyond saving anyway. So all right, let's go ahead and see what we can do. We're gonna go through this exposed portion of the ship. Hopefully we don't fall off.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Ugh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Man, I love the cinematography of seeing her mirror the dragon's movement as she did that flip over us. So this is Lysel. This is the other creature that we saw get infected in the opening cutscene. She is a Gith Yankee specifically. And I'll do like little lore dumps as we go throughout this, but the basic premise is that the Gith and the Mind Flayers do not like each other at all. The Gith Yankee always try to hunt them down whenever they can, and they have those red dragons that you saw earlier. Vlaakith is their queen, and we're going to learn more about her as we talk with Lae'zel. Lae'zel is a pretty cool character. She's just not the nicest person around, which is true to form. I mean, Gith aren't very nice as a general rule, but probably not going to have her in the party too much. I have an idea of the sort of companions that I want to run with, but I think she's a pretty cool character. So, what made you think I was a thrall?
We carry Mind Flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, Mind Flayers.
Who are you?
Who am I? Your only chance of survival.
So what do you suggest if you're my only chance of survival?
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
Man, I love the visual work they did on the imps. They look so good. So this is going to be our first combat, so I'll go ahead and explain a couple of things as we go throughout this. First and foremost, you can see up here is the turn order. These little sort of intertwined portions between our characters' portraits mean that we have the same initiative. So we're the same in the turn order, essentially. So if I wanted, I could attack first with Lae'zel, and then with us, and then with our character. And we can just do it that way. So whatever's most advantageous to you. It doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes your characters are going to be split among the enemies, but definitely it is very powerful when you're able to choose which characters go first if there's a combo you're trying to set up. Right now we're going to go ahead and see the benefits to our armor class of having taking fighter first. So you can see right here we have a 17 armor class. 14 of that is coming from our scale mail armor. 2 of it is from our dexterity bonus. Like I said, with scale mail you're able to get +2 from your dexterity right there. And then +1 is from our defense fighting style. So we are very, very hard to hit, especially for these enemies that likely don't have a huge bonus to hit. I don't know if we can see their bonus to hit, but they're going to be unlikely to be hit. They have very low stats, as you can see. The one downside is our attacks are not going to be doing a whole lot. Like I said, I really wish we had some type of ranged weapon. We'd be quite a bit better with that. But let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and just go in the normal order. And Us has a claw attack for a bit of damage. It is melee, so he's going to go ahead and walk over here and see if we can get an attack off on him. He doesn't quite manage to kill him. That is unfortunate, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. This only does 4 to 10 damage, so that was kind of a middling roll. Is what it is. With our character, we're going to go ahead and come over here and try to get an attack as well, hopefully finish him off. We're actually going to go ahead and get started with a pommel strike. So that is going to reduce their armor class by dazing them. Looks like we are unable to move. Maybe it's just sort of a glitch. Okay, perfect. We were able to get that. So as you can see, he is dazed right now. So what dazed does is it makes them lose their dexterity bonus to their armor class, so it makes them a little bit easier to hit. He didn't have any bonus to his armor class because of his low dexterity, but that's just something that we can use going forward. And then we're just going to go ahead and do a main attack on him to get him out. Perfect. Not a whole lot of damage there, obviously, but and that is another thing. You can loot enemies in combat as long as you're right next to them. He has a hand axe, which is another strength weapon, but at least we can throw this one, so we might take that for later. And then Lysel, she has a short bow. Probably have to take that from her. Alrighty, and then same concept here. She also has the pommel strike, so we'll go ahead and get started with that one. Lysel, though, has a 17 to strength, so she's going to be quite a bit better with melee weapons. There's a good chance that she'll be able to kill this one here. And she does. Excellent. So that is all of our turns. When you're done with your turn, you can either hit this end turn button right here or press the space bar. She does have a bit more movement left, so let's just go ahead and run her forward. And then we will go ahead and end the turns of our characters. So he does get use a firebolt. Looks like he rolled a 1 on that, so he is going to miss. One thing you can do in Baldur's Gate 3 is use the jump action to get just a little bit farther. As you can see, if we run, we can only get to about here. If we jump, we're able to get just a bit farther. Not too much, but maybe just enough for an attack. Finding the sweet spot here. As we are unfortunately still just out of range. That's okay. I was just trying to min-max a little bit and charge forward, huh? I wonder if we can do that.
Made me your enemy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen the off-balance condition before. That is... Oh, attack rolls against that have advantage. That's pretty interesting. That's a good maneuver. Alrighty. Lysel, can you go ahead and finish this off for me, my friend? 99% chance, so don't roll a 1. Alright, excellent. Alrighty.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle.
Wow,
Now,
that
to the helm.
that almost sounded like a compliment, Lysel. Thank you. Alrighty, so like I said, we're going to go ahead and grab that short bow from her. Just go ahead and give that over to our main character. And we're going to be using this. So this is only a d6 of damage instead of the d10 of the longsword, but we do have a +2 to it instead of the -1. So we're actually going to be doing more consistent damage with the longbow. So as you can see here, we are already on the ranged weapon. We can go ahead and switch for free during combat or during exploration. And then you can also press the F key to switch between your weapon sets. So we're going to go ahead and just grab all of these. Ooh, a couple light crossbows. Those are even better. Those are D8 weapons. So we'll go ahead and use that. We are fighters, so we have proficiency with all weapons. And then we'll go ahead and give Lysel back her short bow so that she has something to do from range.
All right.
Alrighty, and then if you're wondering how I am closing the sort of looting screen without doing anything, if you press the space bar, it will automatically do the take all. So you can see here I do have the scimitar there. We're actually going to go ahead and use this scimitar as well for a melee option. Again, it's only a d6, but it is a finesse weapon, which means we can use our dexterity, which is a bit higher. So nothing left for that imp. We do have a mind flayer over here. And he's got a health potion for us. The skull's not worth too much. Explodes, making nearby creatures bleed. Sure. Pulls in nearby objects. Sure. We'll go ahead and test those out at a
How much
later
farther
date.
can I go?
And we got a couple more corpses right here to loot. A single gold piece. I'm sure glad I made the journey over here. Alrighty, and you can see here they do have another one of those restoration devices, so if you had taken any damage in the previous battle, you can go ahead and hit that. We also used the pommel strike thing, which you can only do once per short rest, so that also does recharge those abilities, so that's a reason to hit it as well. So a couple more corpses to loot as we're going on here. A short sword. It does a d6 as well, so it'll be the same as our scimitar. I think the scimitar is a little bit cooler, so we'll hold on to it until we need to sell. We'll just go ahead and take all of that. And a little bit different than it was in early access. There's a lot more verticality here, so we're going to go ahead and climb this arterial mesh. They really made the Mind Flayer ships quite unpleasant to look at, if I do say so myself. So we are going to go ahead and go in this room.
Touch nothing without knowing its purpose.
As we see these 3 buttons here, let's see if we can see what they say.
Another mystery.
They are going to be Arcana checks, so that's intelligence, so we're not going to have the best chance. So aggression and then 2 mysteries. Let's see if Lizelle can check it. Githyanki do have this right here, which gives them proficiency in all skills of a chosen ability until their next rest. So we're going to go ahead and do intelligence so that she'll have proficiency in Arcana to see if she has a better chance of figuring out what these are. Unleash. Alrighty, so unleash, aggression, and a mystery one.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
I'm not really a risk taker by heart, so I really don't want to press this without knowing what it does. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that.
Swift
be
as my
for
feet
right
can
now.
carry me.
There's nothing in this pod. It looks like there is someone in this pod over here. So let's go ahead and check out.
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
We have no time for stragglers.
Now, Lizelle, we gotta help people out that are in need. It's got this swirling magical energy. I don't think we can just pop a latch to get the lid open. So I'm gonna go ahead and look around. There must be some way to get this thing open.
Try that contraption next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
Alrighty. There's a backpack right here with a nice malachite and some gold. So we'll go ahead and take that. I've been in early access, so I know that we're going to need a specific key to use this device right here. So we're going to go ahead and go over into this room so that we can find that key. Yeah, it looks like we got another brain puppy friend. He is not hostile, so we're going to go ahead and leave him be for right now. There is a key right here, which will automatically equip to our keychain, I believe. Yes, it does. It's right there. Beautiful. I love that so much. I like things a particular way, so seeing Larian add that is such a... It feels like they did that specifically for me. We do have another chest here. A couple more health potions. That's neat. Slave mine. I don't know what this thing does. Let's see. A humanoid brain, alive and in perfect condition. It's very heavy and it's not worth a lot, but there may be a special interaction with it later, so we'll just go ahead and hang on to it for now. And then here, this Eldritch Rune, this is what I was speaking about earlier. This acts as a key to the device that we were
For what?
at by Shadowheart, so we're going to go ahead and take that and go back over into the previous room. Hello, Brain Puppy. Alrighty, and then we do have a chest over here. There's a necklace we can pick up. There's a dark mind. Is that different than the other one? The description is the same, but the name is different. We'll hold on to both of them for now until we get over encumbered. Lithan manuscript. Let's see, what is it?
Images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
I really like the sort of lore that they have these slates that just read directly into your brain. I think that's really cool. We did pick up a key earlier, so this is going to be unlocked for us. As you can see, we used the golden key, and it looks like there is going to be an onyx and then a couple more gold pieces in here, so that's always nice. So let's go ahead and use this device that, like Shadowheart said.
The console appears dormant.
There's a socket in the console shaped like the rune you found. I'm going to go ahead and insert it.
The console hums to life.
It's very unlikely that we're going to make this, but what the heck. Let's go ahead and try it a roll out. Ooh, a 19. That's a pretty good roll. Even with the -1, we're going to be able to succeed on it.
The pulsing glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod.
place your hand on the console.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
I think it's pretty funny that you can see in the scene here that we're not actually touching the device, but that's fair, man. I wouldn't want to touch that thing either. That looks kind of gross. Illithid Wisdom. So Illithid, like I said, is another name for the Mind Flayers, so this must be referring to the tadpole that we have inside our heads. So we're going to will the pod to open. So it is a difficulty class of 2, and we have a plus 0, so let's not roll a 1. Okay, perfect. All right.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
That was pretty graceless, Shadowheart. All right, I feel bad for laughing at you, but you were pretty energetic beating on that pod before, and then you just face planted. Alrighty, let's go talk to her.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a Gith with you.
You keep dangerous company.
Interested that she's not worried about us being a drow. She looks like she's some type of elf, or at least a half-elf by her ears, so she definitely knows about our kind, so interesting that she finds Lysel the bigger threat, but, did you feel that just now? We were in each other's heads.
I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. They'll have to wait. I need to get off this ship alive first. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Alright, let's get going. I'm Fenris.
Shadowheart. One moment.
You holding out on me, Shadowheart? I saw you pull that D12 into your back pocket. What is that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
Alright, I guess we're not going to be sharing together in the sharing circle. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit the restoration device again. We're all fine, but, you know, it's just sort of a force of habit thing. We're going to go ahead and proceed through the only door that we haven't been through at this time, which is this one over here. There is another restoration chamber, just letting you know, hey, you might want to heal up. There's something coming up, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and with Shadowheart, she is a cleric, specifically a trickery cleric. Which is very cool, but I have specific things. With clerics and druids, I believe you're able to switch out their spells whenever you want, as long as you're not in combat. So I do have a couple of spells that I'm going to specifically be looking at. I do want to go ahead and have her prepare the command spell. Bless is also good, and that's something that we're going to be using throughout the game. I think Shadowheart's going to be one of our main squeezes, as it were. Sanctuary's neat, but I don't think we need it in this fight. We'll probably just do a healing word for some bonus action healing, and then maybe a guiding bolt for a bit of range damage. But the important thing here is the command. We're going to get 2 shots at this, so hopefully it works out. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save before we enter into the next room, and I will explain my reasoning when I get in there. Oh, one more thing. I do want to go ahead and give her a light crossbow, so she has something to use at range. She does have the firebolt cantrip, but her intelligence is only 10, whereas her dexterity is 13, so she'll be slightly better with the crossbow. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in there.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Kanyank.
Alright, we got a little bit of rivalry among our companions here. Well, chin up, guys. We need to work together in the upcoming fight, so let's get ahead and get in here. Grizzly.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves! We will connect them.
We need to get out of here.
Alrighty, so as you see, we all share the same initiative between our four controlled characters. The Mind Flayer is going to be friendly to us for as long as Commander Jolk is alive. So he will go ahead. They're going to be doing their little duel right now. I would say 98% of the time, Commander Jolk will absolutely destroy this Mind Flayer. So we're going to help him. And this is not something that I recommend that everyone do, but I have a specific reason in mind for this. But getting started, we are going to have to deal with these little smaller enemies, these ads. We have a Lesser Hellbore and then a couple of imps. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Shadowheart using a bless on us. We're going to go ahead and bless us, our character, and then Lysel. So what Bless is going to do is it's going to give us all a plus 1d4 to our attack rolls and saving throws. So after our regular d20 is rolled, we're going to add an additional 1d4 on top, which will be really nice to boost up our to-hit chances, and then the saving throws, just in case there's any spells or other effects cast at us. So we're going to go ahead and with us, hopefully take out this lesser imp. Like I said, we have to roll a bit above average, but I believe in us. Hey, there you go, Brain Puppy. You're my favorite. Alrighty, and then
Survival is all that matters.
we should be able to go ahead and switch over to our crossbow here and use the crossbow to shoot at this imp here. Unfortunately, not a kill. If I was being smart, I probably would have gone up here and dipped in the fire for a little bit extra damage on our weapon, but, you know,
Victory awaits.
live and learn. Alrighty, so what we're going to go ahead and do is, first and foremost, we're going to move right here, learn from our mistake, and dip the weapon, which is the short bow. So I guess we're just gonna finish off this imp instead of attacking that Hellbore like I had planned. A bit odd that the imps don't have fire resistance, but that's fine. Does the Hellbore have it? Or just poison resistance? Interesting. Well, in any case, we're gonna go ahead and switch to Lysel's longsword, and Shadowheart has already used her action, blessing us, so we're just going to have her run around and pick up some items for us. Alright, so we are done with our turns. We're able to move further with our main character, so we'll continue going here. And Lysel's already threatening the Hellbore, so that's just fine. He's going to miss on Lysel. And our Mind Flayer friend did have Commander Shulk stunned last turn, which is pretty lucky. We do want to see that. So with us, he is blessed, so have a little bit better chance of being able to attack Commander Shulk successfully. We're going to move him into position. We are going to have to dash, which means we're not going to be able to attack this turn to get in range because he was quite a ways away. But us only has melee attacks and can't use ranged weapons, so that's just something we got to do. If you see here, Commander Zhalk does have an 18 armor class, so he's going to be very tough to hit, but I think we can do it. One of the things you can also do is you see these purple tanks right here. These are actually explosive, so if you pile them next to Commander Zhalk, you can light it on fire with Shadowheart's Firebolt, and it will create an explosion that'll do some damage. Now, I believe Commander Zhalk is... I didn't mean to attack him, but that's fine. He is resistant to fire damage. Yes, he is. So that's only going to give him a little bit extra damage, but, you know, every little bit helps. We're going to go ahead and go over here to this Hellbore and help out Lysel by knocking him off balance. And we're not going to move away because if we do, we're going to get attacked by the Hellbore. You see this little dagger icon here when we try to move away. That's an opportunity attack. Whenever you leave an enemy's reach, they can go ahead and attack you for free. So we're going to go ahead and hold on that. Us's turn is done. Lysel, or sorry, Shadowheart. Yeah, go ahead and get to work on trying to attack Commander Zhalk. We do need to try to pile in as much damage as we can, and then we are going to make good use of this command spell. Hopefully, we might not work, but we shall see. Right, so that's Lysel's turn, or that's Shadowheart's turn. So sorry. And then hopefully Lysel can go ahead and kill this one. Let's go ahead and save our special attacks for Zhalk. She was able to kill him. That is excellent. So we're going to go ahead and run her over here. Try to get the most distance we can. Oh, double dodge from our Mind Flayer friend. Yeah, 9 damage is not going to cut it, my guy. Alright, us. That is what we like to see.
So much for peace.
Alright, I think... we don't have a high strength score, so the distance that you can move objects is dictated by your strength, so I think we're going to let Lysel do that. We're just going to go ahead and move a little bit closer. We're going to make sure that we're on our crossbow this time, and we are going to shoot at him. Fortunately, we do miss, but can't win them all. Alright, Lysel. Shadowheart. I will get it right, I swear. Alrighty, so we are going to try a command, and we're going to try to get him to drop his weapon. This will be amazing if it works for a couple of different reasons, so hopefully. And it did work. Oh, that is amazing. Alrighty. We need to get over there. So I think Lysel has some movement left. Perfect. If you could just run over there and grab that. Wait, what do you mean you can't reach it? You're right, Lysel. You're right there. Lysel, please. Us, can you pick it up? Oh no, your turn's already over.
I will ascend.
Oh man, I hope this doesn't come back to bite us in the butt.
Kill them, or your spine is mine.
If this ship hits the ground,
Alright, I don't think that he can pick this up. No, he can't. So we're just gonna attack. And luckily, Zhalk did not pick back up his weapon, so we can continue attacking. We'll just grab the stuff from these guys that we're right next to. Always time for a bit of in-combat looting. And then we're just going to continue peppering him with arrows that we can.
Concentrate.
Shadowheart, she's got a 30% chance to attack him. Sacred Flame is not an attack roll. It actually makes the enemy roll a saving throw. So that's why there's a slightly higher chance that he is going to take damage from that. And also, if you look here, he has resistance to piercing damage, which our crossbow would be, but he doesn't have any resistance to radiant damage. So we're going to go ahead and do this. It's going to be a little bit better for us, I think. And 8 damage, the maximum. That's awesome. All right, Lysel, please pick up the sword. All right. As your reward, you get to use it. Now, this is a great sword. This is one of the best swords in the early game. It's always on fire, so you always get that D4 extra fire damage. And then great swords naturally do 2d6 damage plus your strength modifier, and hers is going to be 17. Or hers is going to be +3 from her 17. So she's going to be quite good at this. Now, we used our action equipping the weapon, so we're just going to go ahead and pommel strike this guy. Unfortunately, not enough. And now, the reason that we attacked him in the first place was to get his blade, so worst comes to worst, we have that at least. But if we are able to kill him, that's a bunch of extra XP, so I would like that. Alright, as you can see, some Cambions have entered, so they will come and try to attack us, so we gotta try to get this thing done quick. I don't know if we're gonna have the time. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to keep Brain Puppy, so we'll keep attacking him. And we'll just move forward with our main character, so to sort of dissuade the incoming Cambions from attacking us. So we do have a cutscene here.
It's clear. Hurry before they strike.
Alright, and then we do have some more enemies here. He's still got 132 hit points. I don't think it's realistic, so we're just going to attack the lesser imp here. Ooh, not enough. Alright, well, let's do some more in-combat looting. Ooh, a Peridot. Okay. Alrighty, that is going to be our turn. And now you see previously we were all together, but it looks like our main character Fenris and us's initiative are actually higher than Shadowheart and Lysel, so this lesser Hellsboar split the difference.
My faith will protect me.
But they did join combat later, so they aren't going to get to go this turn.
Got to press on.
And we're just going to keep going with Shadowheart here. Hey, I got it right that time. I didn't say Lysel. Alright, 65% versus 85%. Oh yeah, we're just going to attack with that. I'll go ahead and kill him, get a little bit extra XP. Lysel. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and disengage with her. It is gonna take her action, so it means she's not gonna be able to attack this turn. But it also means that Commander Jacques won't be able to one-shot us when he turns around to attack us for leaving his square.
Can't give up. Not now.
Alrighty, and that is gonna be all.
Come a little closer.
So these Cambions are gonna dash, and these guys will attack us. So it's important that we don't stick around too long. So, Brain Puppy, keep attacking. Unfortunately, we missed. That is just fine. The Hellsboar is going to be the one that's attacking next. But I'm unable... I guess if we roll max damage, there's always a chance. 9. Alright. Well, fair enough. That was a good attempt by us anyway. And let's go do some brain combat looting. Unfortunately, can't reach him. Can I reach the imp? No. Alright. Next time. Alright, yeah, Shadowheart, we're gonna keep it moving. Let's go ahead and finish off this enemy here. Very good. Lysel, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take that weapon off of her. It doesn't take an action to remove a weapon, but like I said, we're not gonna be using Lysel, so even though we're gonna be able to get her back later, we're not going to go ahead and use that right now. So she's just going to make a short bow attack here on this lesser imp. And only 3 damage, but that is okay. We're just going to go ahead and get as close as we can. He did hit us for a tiny bit of damage, but it looks like these Cambions are going to go as they are flying, literally. Oh, don't hit our Brain Puppy. As you can see, he's only about halfway down. and this Mind Flayer is really, really beat up. So not a fair fight, but he does buy you enough time. So Brain Puppy, keep attacking. Yeah, just go out with your master. You've been an honorable pet for us, my friend.
I can't even catch
All
my
right,
breath.
let's go ahead and finish off this imp. Let's do some in-combat looting. Got a Mind Flayer over here. Ooh, some Topaz.
Swift
Very
as my
cool.
feet can carry me.
And you do see we have this turn timer over here, so if we go 9 more turns, which I feel like the Cambions would probably kill us by that point, but I think you get a game over screen if this reaches 0, so something to avoid. She is still in range, so might as well pop down another Sacred Flame. 1 damage, impressive. Alright, yeah, we'll just move out away a little bit, and then Lysel, just within range, and she does miss, unfortunately. But the Cambions are coming in, and they're going to mess up our poor Brain Puppy. He is hurting quite a bit right now. But Tavern Brawler Jolk is unable to do quite as much damage without his special sword. Alright, Brain Puppy. And he does do it. I'm kind of, if they're just going to be attacking these guys, I'm kind of down to stay for just a little bit longer.
What's the plan?
Do another Sacred Flame here. He did make the save that time. So like I said, it is a dexterity save that the enemy rolls instead of you rolling an attack roll, but it looks like he made his save that time, so that's just fine.
Victory
And then
awaits.
Lysel, go ahead and shoot another pot shot. And miss. And you know what? I changed my mind. Let's just get out of here.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention there, the reason that we were fighting all of those devils is because we actually went into the first level of Hell called Avernus when the Mind Flayer teleported his ship, and now we are teleporting out. So, pretty interesting here. I love those screenshots, they look beautiful. This game just looks really amazing on all fronts. I love the incredulous look that the Mind Flayer gives us, and then we just get bunted in the face with a rock. But it looks like we were saved from our untimely demise.
half expected your memories to return once you were free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
Yeah, so as you can see, our inner monologue is pretty dark. So we're going to be finding out more about our backstory as we progress on. But I think that's going to go ahead and do it for the first episode, guys. I've been recording for over an hour here, and hopefully I'm going to try to make these into easily consumable portions so you guys have good sort of watch run times at home. Do let me know down in the comments if you have a preferred video length or if you have any suggestions going forward, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to check out my walkthrough, and I really hope that I can see you next time. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day.